Hello and welcome to Borno Restoration, the program where we bring you updates about rebuilding efforts in Borno State after years of insurgency. I am Jesse Tofida. It is no longer news that the northeast region was ravaged by activities of Boko Haram insurgents, and Borno is the worst hit. Today, the state is rebuilding, and the Northeast Development Commission, NEDC, is contributing to that effort. On the program today, we focus on the activities of the Northeast Development Commission, which is charged with the task of rebuilding and managing funds allocated for resettlement, rehabilitation, and reintegration of victims of the insurgency and more. Before we bring you all this, let's bring you the latest of what is happening in Borno State. The 13-year Boko Haram insurgency has dealt a big blow on the standards of living of people in Borno State. This has resulted to rise in poverty level of citizens. But now that things are back to normal, and as peace begins to unfurl its gentle wings, government and development partners have been working tirelessly to bring to an end this suffering. Today, member representing Biu, Bayo, Shani and Kwaya Federal Constituency Mukhtar Aliu Betara, in collaboration with other key partners, have launched an empowerment program to people of the area.
These are my personal contribution to my constituents that supported me. The overall group, the team Betara and the old boys. This is my constituents, they are 150. Some, I gave them 1 million, some 500,000. They usually use those monies for agriculture, for farming. Those ones. This one I'm giving them for business.
In addition to receiving training in contemporary farming methods, the beneficiaries received gloves, protective boots, fertilizer, seeds, and a chemical sprayer.
This initiative has been very strategic to the people. It helps in modern agriculture and agro-processing. It also aims in providing job security, food security, and it also boosts local economy.
At this time around, we are swinging against the economic tide. Despite this hardship, we find it uneasy to afford this, but Right Honorable Mukhtar was able to provide this at our fingertips. In that respect, we appreciate him. We remain grateful for the effort.
Each participant took home 120,000 naira for a total of 60 million naira, and 500 people benefited from the gesture. Residents say this initiative is a bold step in eradicating poverty, and more of it is what Borno indigents need to get back on their feet. The 13-year Boko Haram insurgency has created untold hardship to people and compounded the predicament of millions in northeast Nigeria, Cameroon, Chad, and Niger Republic. As peace gradually returns, the federal government established the Northeast Development Commission in response to the devastating aftermath of insurgency and societal upheavals. The task ahead of the NEDC was broad, yet the Commission is dedicated to revitalize every facet of life, from infrastructure to individual well-being, setting a new course towards a resilient and flourishing future. First, the Northeast Development Commission mapped out ways to cushion effects of the millions of survivors of the Boko Haram insurgency. Provision of food, non-food items, and cash has been key to the NEDC.
We are going to donate the following food and non-food items, which cost about 50 billion naira through His Excellency, Mr. Vice President, to all the state governors of the region, the 18 senatorial districts of the region, the 48 federal constitutions of the region, as well as the 6 state house assemblies in each state.
Based on the post-insurgency recovery and peace-building assessment report on the Northeast, which was jointly validated by the World Bank, the EU, and the Presidency, the Boko Haram inflicted damages in the Northeast to the tune of $9 billion.
I want to call on the Nigerian military to reach into the enclaves of the insurgents who are not ready to lay down their arms. We must pursue them to their hideouts in the remote nooks and crannies and neutralize those who refuse to surrender.
The 1,000 housing units in Gum community consists of 2 blocks with basic amenities such as solar-powered electricity, solar-powered boreholes, a market, police station, vocational training center, schools, among others. In areas of health care, the Northeast Development Commission has revamped healthcare facilities in the state. It saw the establishment of burn centers, molecular labs, and other state-of-the-art healthcare facilities across the state. When it comes to education, the NEDC has paved way for sustainable development through transformative educational initiatives, construction of mega schools, provision of learning materials, and training of teachers. The Northeast Development Commission has also, during a fire incident at the Maiduguri Monday Market, assisted traders who lost their means of livelihood with the sum of 2 billion naira, a move the state government is happy about.
The board was considering how can we commit or support in making the traders comfortable and restart the activities. So the board resolved that, at least for now, we can provide what we call the restart capital. Because when the market was gone down, I think we know the situation. Besides losing the stock, I think most of the traders there are daily intake in out because they have to go there in the morning and get, and we're also aware of the kind of intermediate support they have been giving them. So the board has decided to give a grant of 2 billion naira.
We are glad that the federal government of Nigeria has established the Northeast Development Commission with a view to addressing the root causes of this insurgency, which are not limited to increasing poverty, increasing infrastructural deficit, and increasing climate vulnerabilities. And therefore, we, the governors of the Northeast sub-region, had a meeting during our last meeting and resolve that henceforth we want the Northeast Development Commission to invest in medium and longer term sustainable solutions that will address our own problems, while acknowledging the serious gaps that exist on our humanitarian side. But we want a chunk of the funds from the Northeast Development Commission to be invested mainly on road construction, on education, utilization of renewable energy, especially now that subsidy was removed. And dependence on fossil fuel is no more sustainable. Investment in commercial agriculture, amongst others. And most especially, the issue of job creation and security above all. Because the nexus between peace, security, and development need not to be overemphasized. If there is no peace, there will be no security. And if there is no security, there will be no development. And therefore, I want to remind the Northeast Development Commission again that there is a need for us to sustain the ongoing security situation in the state, in the sub-region, and where possible, improve upon what we have now. So security is very essential to all of us.
One other sector that the NEDC has paid attention to is the agricultural sector. In Borno State, agriculture contributes to about 65% of the state gross domestic product, has suffered a big blow due to Boko Haram insurgency. The state has over 10 years lost more than 500,000 metric tons of food due to the conflict. But through massive investment in modern farming techniques has enhanced food production in the state. Recently, Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima was in the state to launch farming input for farmers, courtesy of the Northeast Development Commission. With these efforts by the Northeast Development Commission, Borno is gradually regaining its past glory as the star of the desert. Let's bring you the conversation I had with the Managing Director of the Northeast Development Commission, Muhammad Goni Alkali, on their activities in the Northeast region. Take a listen.
I think the issue is, let's go back to the background. You know, the commission was created to intervene in the Northeast region after the mass destruction caused by the insurgency. And our mandate is very clear as what we're supposed to do. But definitely, Borno being the epicenter of the crisis, need a kind of a special attention. So far, so good. we have looked at all the metrics of what needs to be done in discussion with the state government, and we have been providing support where necessary, especially in area of the humanitarian in other emergency situations. When you look at the value chain, I think we have done a lot on the humanitarian side, and also basically part of the developmental thing needed to bring back the state to at least a level where they can be also comfortable. As you know, we have a master plan which has been designed and approved by the presidency, and we are following that one religiously. So in terms of your question specifically for Borno State, we have looked at some of the infrastructure projects that can assist them. Like, for example, we are constructing one of the largest network of roads in the northeast, that is the Ngom, Jere, Bol areas, which covers about 50 kilometers of networking road. And we chose that area for various reasons. One is that is the agricultural zone of the north of Borno State. And they have been disorganized by the insurgency because that area is very fertile. But because there is no good road network, the insurgents have the place as a safe circle. But now with the roads, I think we are very sure that the agricultural boom, employment will create it, and so on and so forth. Just generally speaking, I think we have been aligning with the government. They have their own master plans, they have their own programming, we have ours. So in most cases, we sit down and see what area can we intervene quickly while they did the other ones. Well, the situation is this. You know, this insurgency, sometimes you can call it a moving target. 2 years ago, we hope that this thing will come to end so that we can pace development. But up to today, you can have some schemes here and there. So challenges, some areas are still, you can access them as easily as you think. And sometimes in some areas, if you have a contractor to go and do something, they're very skeptical. This will not prevent us from doing our work, but the situation is sometimes the environment. If you bring a contractor to go to for an A or government A, if he has that 2 weeks ago, there's a small attack there, that also bring back development to some weeks. But generally speaking, these are some of the insecurity mainly is the challenge, and sometimes even if people are relocated to their own locations, if something happens, they tend to come back to create secondary IDP. So you have to start almost square one or thereabout. But thank God, we are managing the situation, and we are making progress, and with the support of the federal government and with the state, we are continually changing our strategy to see how we can intervene by assisting even the military people, the police, or whatever, to see that security is provided where it is needed. Well, very good, very interesting. These were all the challenges. I think we have achieved over 90% of what we want to achieve. So we are very happy. Well, the thing is, legacy is not for the MD alone, it's for the commission. So we're looking at a situation whereby after we leave, either as the MD or as the commission, we say we set the eyes back and say, look, we did this, we did that. I want to mention one project we are now promoting. You know, the presidency are working hard to see that our vehicles use either CNG or the e-mobility kind of thing. And in Northeast, we are trying to work hard to introduce this e-mobility, and we already got PEC approval to deploy 10,000 keke napep. And these are keke napep kind of quite different from normal keke napep. Normal keke napep carry 4 people, 3 passengers and 1 driver. Our own will carry 11, 9 passengers, a driver and conductor. Imagine in deploying these 10,000 in the Northeast. You can see how it's going to catalyze agriculture, transportation, commerce, and so on and so forth. And this NAPEP, the structural one will now touch all the 110 local government Northeast. And you can see that, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just imagining the impact this is going to make, and it's going to be a very good history for the Commission in the past. Not only we're talking about the Kekena paper, that we're all talking about deploying some taxis and some other immobilities. We're already gotten the approval, as I said, and we're already putting in place the structure to mobilize this to action. So I'm sure this is one of the things, things which we want to remember after leaving. Second, we're also doing a lot of roads, which is very critical as far as transportation. So we want to see that road infrastructure to see that, to allow connectivity. We're also looking at other areas like developing Northeast airline to improve transportation in the Northeast. We're talking about how we're going to improve the rail work in the Northeast. So all these are kind of things we want to leave behind, so that at any given point in time, one can measure the economic benefit those have created across. When you talk about the flooding last year, as I said, these are kind of simply nobody expected. Nobody expected the dimension. Nobody expected the kind of destruction that was going to cause. But good, we're able to do the primary things to actually cushion down the effect. Now, Alo Dam is a big project. Before the flood, the activity we want to engage in is not that we're going to reconstruct the whole of the Alo Dam. We're trying to do some remedial action to stop the flooding if it happens in the future. But unfortunately, it came before the action, right? Now, Alo Dam, as you're also aware, the federal government is also coming in. About a month ago, there was a very big launch here. The federal government has indicated some amount to rebuild the dam and do the necessary to avoid future flooding. What we will do is we also watch and see how we are going to intervene to assist in improving the quality of the dam in whatever way we can. Now the government has provided some funding directly through the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and the Chad Basin. We also look at what gap is still available. So we'll quickly come in to provide. People should be patient, and we'll do our best to see that we meet the mandate given to us to provide the kind of social services we're supposed to provide for them. And as I say, this is going to take a long time, sometimes process, whatever. But we assure them that we'll do our best to provide them with the best.
And that's the much we can take on this episode of Borno Restoration. Many thanks for watching. Next week, we'll bring you fresh episode. I am Jesse Tofida. See you next time. Bye-bye.